Welcome back to the USF Oracle Sports Podcast. My name is Mithil Vyas. I am the sports editor here at the Oracle. I'm joined by Tobey, Blair, assistant sports editor.
Hello, I've lost my usual luster. It's 9 a.m. So,
And we are also joined by multimedia editor Rachell Ross.
Good morning.
There we go. She is not seen on camera, but she is here indeed. Welcome back to all of you lovely USF students and others that may be watching to the new spring semester 2026. New year, new faces, new teams, especially within football. Tobey, I know you did something recently about the new hires for the football team. Considering that Brian Hartline has now brought in a plethora of new staff for the football team, why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Quite a little bit of staff, maybe an understatement. A lot of people. I've been a little bit hard to keep up with over my winter break, but now I'm back. I get to do the job that I love so much at 9:31 in the morning. So, not super happy about this, but it'll be okay. But in terms of football, obviously you have Hartline, which is what many consider to be a huge splash of a coach. Obviously, last time we were here, I think the last podcast, were we talking about?
I think we were talking about bringing in a coach.
Yes.
And we didn't know who.
Will with the swag-o-meter.
We did. Go back to our last episode last year with Will Rainsberger.
Beautiful episode.
Known USF supporter and Oracle supporter.
And an Oracle fundraiser. But so that's funny because last time we were talking about who's going to replace Alex Golesh. And now we have our answer. And I don't believe he was on our list.
No, he wasn't at all because I don't think we were under the impression that USF was going to go that big and that large. But we should have known with Mr. Rob Higgins.
Should have known with Rob Higgins. But so, I mean, a great hire if you're looking at, obviously now this is like your third offensive coordinator in a row that you bring in. Obviously Jeff Scott's from Clemson. You have Alex Golesh from Tennessee and now Hartline from Ohio State. A really good hire in terms of all that. And we didn't even get to talk about it, but a really good hire in terms of all that. A lot of the staff he's brought in has also been like, wow, that those are good pickups. Obviously you have Josh Aldridge, defensive coordinator at ECU, which was far and away, in terms of scoring at least, the best defensive unit in the American Conference. Tim Beck, who spent some time at Coastal Carolina. I have seen a little bit of hesitancy there. Generally, there comes a point in my career as a journalist where I have to admit that even if I see red flags, there's a reason that I'm writing about sports and I'm not playing them or coaching them. So I'd like to wait. I'd like to wait until they get on the field. But a really quick, especially because until 31st, Hartline was dealing with still being a member of Ohio State. There's a lot of solid stuff going on there, picking up guys and such.
Yeah, he's had his plate full for the past month. Definitely traveling between here and Ohio State, kind of working two different jobs at the same time. Ultimately, the Buckeyes lost, as everyone.
To Miami. Can we talk about that?
Maybe a different later down the line. But yeah, obviously Ohio State lost to Miami, and he came back here to actually do what he's hired to do, which is head coach of the South Florida Bulls football team. And since then, he's definitely added to that staff. There's Terry Braden for the defensive line, Danny Verpraley as a safeties coach. I know Braden, not sure if I'm saying it right. He's bringing in 13 years of experience, so a lot of experience on this entire coaching staff, especially with Tim Beck, like you said earlier. He's been coaching for well over 20 years.
I think it's 37.
Ooh.
And so the little thing that I tweeted was that when he first got his job as an assistant coach at a high school, Brian Hartline was 2 years old. And Mike Hartline had either just been born or had not been born yet.
I'm not sure of their age gap, but yeah, Brian Hartline did hire his.
What is that?
What do you
I'm not
mean?
sure of their age gap. I am. Why would I say it if I didn't know when they were born? I know how old they are. I know that.
Well, I'm glad you do.
I'm mad locked in on the age of Mike Hartline, former Patriots quarterback.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, Patriots big win.
Patriots big win. How about that? Yeah. How about that?
That's what we do. Whoa.
And we have Noah Vinsky, who I'd like to give a special shout out to as an Eagles fan. A good win, pal.
Yeah, good win, Eagles. Fly high.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Is it changing? No.
There we go.
It wasn't changing. Now it's changing.
Anyways, Mike Hartline, Brian's younger brother, will serve as the quarterback's coach, and kind of leewaying into the quarterback situation. Byron Brown, the star quarterback of USF last year, is no longer with the team. He has transferred to Auburn alongside a multitude of players.
The other half of the roster.
Yeah. For those of you that have been paying attention or keeping up with Auburn's transfer portal, it looks a little like North Tampa campus over there. Wide receivers, Chaz Nimrod, Christian Neptune, Singleton, Jeremiah Koger, running backs, Davenport, Alvin Isaac almost went. He eventually returned to USF. Jonathan Eccles, the tight end. Just a bunch of players that left USF to go with former head coach Alex Golish there.
Koger, Lachlan Hewlett.
Yeah, Lachlan Hewlett. That was a little bit of a surprise for me.
I mean, this team got wrecked. This team got destroyed, which was maybe how Alex Golish. I guess he did build a culture, and then absolutely just take it with him. Built culture, took it with him, all that fun stuff. No, nothing.
Interesting.
But Alex Golish did build a complete culture, and then just immediately 3 years in, and I feel kind of foolish because if we recall the podcast before he left, I sat there and I said, "Listen, call me, say I'm crazy. He just doesn't seem like that type of guy. He is that type of guy, apparently. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again." So,
well, you can't because he's not coming back.
No, because he won't be here. But I'm going to transfer to Auburn, and I'm going to confront him.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to see Tobey sitting front row at an Auburn press conference, and Alex Golish is going to be like,
he's going to be scared. He knows me.
He's going to, because he's going to know you.
They know my voice.
And he's going to be like, why are you here? Because why would you be there?
Because I'm a student of Auburn University now.
Breaking news.
No. I don't want to be somewhere else. I like Tampa. Tampa's a fun place to be.
But anyways, going back into the quarterback talk we were going with there, 2 new quarterbacks, actually 3 as of yesterday, Tuesday, 3 new quarterbacks have joined South Florida, and looks like we'll have a little competition going this spring. LSU transfer Michael Van Buren and Mississippi State quarterback Luke Kromenhoek will join the Bulls. Kromenhoek used to be at FSU before Mississippi State.
God, remember those days?
I think a lot of people do remember those days with him. Van Buren, he had 1,000 passing yards and 9 total touchdowns last season. Didn't see much of him, obviously with Nussmeier playing most of the season. But in their bowl game, which I forgot what it was, against Houston, I think he had 3 total touchdowns, and he showed a little promise there on the ground, sort of similar to Byron Brown, maybe not as big-bodied as Byron Brown was, but
I'm looking at 6 foot 190.
And Byram,
certainly not.
And Byram, as everyone liked to question him every time, was over 6'3" and 230 because that was such a big ask for some reason.
Yeah, he's a bigger guy than me, so it's all good.
He's a pretty big guy.
He's a pretty big guy. 6 foot 190 is not. We're worried about the wrong things if we're talking about all that. But no, I mean a guy with a real arm. I will be honest when. Because Kromenhoek came in first, and the discourse around that was kind of like, you got someone else, right? Like that's not it. And then it wasn't. Van Buren's probably your guy. But there's not a. I mean, Kromenhoek is very able to in a G5 setting, very able to be a starter. I just don't know, coming from a guy like Byron Brown. I think Van Buren has more of that like big play ability. He's a bigger like player. Kromenhoek maybe is going to be probably a backup, but I don't know. I would say if I was the coach, but as I've established a million times before, there's a lot of first of all, there's a lot of time between now and August or September, whichever one comes first, whichever one they play in first.
I think it's September 5th.
It's always September
against FIU.
But like there's a lot of time between now and then, and there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of stuff because it's not as simple as it comes off. It's like the schematics. There's all of these things that are gonna factor into that. But it seems like you're bringing a guy in like Van Buren because that's your guy. But I don't know. But a really interesting transfer portal. Like class.
Yeah, it's been definitely interesting to say the least. Multiple P4 transfers coming into South Florida, which is something that I think anyone would be excited to see.
Seeming to be the meta at this point, just bringing a bunch of guys that couldn't get time at a big P4 school, bring them in here, and
that seemed. I mean, definitely seemed to work.
It's a win-win, I guess.
And as South Florida moves forward, especially with them dropping hints on social media recently, that puzzle piece thing, it's seeming, in my opinion, for conference realignment, from our talks with Rob Higgins and Derek Brooks, they have not alluded to anything. They said they're not scared of it.
They keep it under wraps. They don't say a thing.
Yeah,
so.
we've asked that question multiple times. We have zero answer other than that they're going to be aggressive and they're open to anything.
They're open to anything, but they will. I mean, he tried to get Derek Brooks too. He was like, so like conference realignment, like, what are you guys thinking? And he was like, yeah, I mean, we're going to be super aggressive, but we're not looking for anything. And then Mithil hit him with this genius question. Totally would have got me. He goes, if you guys had a preferred conference, what would it be? And he goes, I'm not going to answer that.
No, but good on Derek Brooks.
Good on Derek Brooks.
I thought I would have got him. It would have been like,
yeah, I mean,
it would have been great, but
not a question that would have got him.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, the SEC, the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
we're bringing back the Big East.
Oh no. Yeah, but South Florida definitely in the coming years they will be not in the American. I can like utmost guarantee that they will not be in the American.
They're looking for it. And if it's there, it'll be there. And I think it'll be there.
It'll be there. It could be there in what everyone thinks is the most likely option, which is the ACC, when Duke and FSU and all of them in Miami are having their big showdown with the ACC and suing them again. But
yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing. I wish that we could go back to a real civilized world with a beautiful Pac-12 and a beautiful SEC. I still say you put Tulane back in the SEC. I don't care. Call me crazy. Put Tulane in the SEC. Put Memphis in the Big 12, and put the rest of them in the ACC.
The rest of them?
No, not the rest of the American.
I don't know.
The rest of the important American, like USF and such. But
I could see that.
Memphis can go in the ACC too. I don't have a problem with that.
They're close enough.
They're like Atlanta. But I mean, this is the issue. What's the ACC anymore? Oh, because I'm thinking because realistically, what I'm asking you to do is bring back the geographic conferences.
I like that idea
because
too.
It's like the Atlantic Coast Conference. Why is Stanford? Cal? Are we serious?
Yeah, Cal and the ACC is like the most questionable thing.
And it hurts the players and it hurts the teams and it hurts everything because these people on the Atlantic Coast Conference have to fly 3 hours. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But don't get me started about the Pac-12. I'll cry right here. I miss them every day.
I think everyone does.
Pac-12 at night. Some of the best memories of my childhood. Now it's all gone. Now it's Boise State. I don't want to see Boise State. I want to watch Oregon.
Yeah.
Let me watch Oregon, please.
But Going back to what we were talking about,
Yeah,
South
I
Florida's
told you got me talking about the Pac-12. I got all sad.
South Florida's transfer portal has been definitely very interesting. A lot of people are transfers, like we are talking about. They've definitely reinvigorated their offensive line. As I'm looking at it right now, we've got Ethan Green coming in from Cincinnati, where the Bulls general manager is coming from. Let's see where else we got. We got actually the first transfer, which I thought was kind of funny, was a corner from Auburn before Alex Gold started poaching players from here. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And he actually tweeted something out about that because a bunch of the Bulls fans were in his comments doing their stuff as usual. But yeah, I think defensively we've seen the most transfers here. One of them, Major Dillard, transferred yesterday. He had a career year last year.
And what a name! Can we talk about he's on the
all-time name,
all-name team, Major Dillard.
Great name. I hope I meet him. He seems like a great guy.
I don't know how you could have possibly came to that conclusion.
Seems like a great guy because I looked at his Instagram.
Oh yeah. Well, then maybe he's a stand-up guy. I just love his name. I would sign him. His name is Major Dillard. That's an
NFL name.
That's an NFL name.
It's an NFL name.
You see him, Major Dillard, University of South Florida. You know, like Key and Peele.
I know. I was actually watching that last night.
Funny skit, good skit. And so then you can put Michael Van Buren on the all-name team too, because it's a little presidency.
Let's start that. Why don't we?
Old Kinderhook.
Yeah. Why don't we?
Those who know.
Why don't we start that nickname for?
It's been started.
The president?
I don't know about the president, but I feel like since he got signed, I have only seen people call him Martin Van Buren.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know if I would call him by the president's name.
Rest in peace, Martin Van Buren.
But calling him the president would be cool.
I'm not going to do that.
I mean, I'm never going to do that. But those of you South Florida fans.
Be a good nickname. I won't do it. It's not going to be me. But
no, me neither.
I don't know. I'm not doing that though.
But anyways,
it's a cool idea. No, I like your idea, man.
Yeah. But no, we've seen some players come in mostly defensively. One of the biggest ones, CJ Hicks, Ohio State linebacker. He didn't get much playing time. Obviously, Ohio State's one of the most competitive schools to get playing time there. So him joining USF definitely will help, especially with Jalen Shuler and Mac Harris both gone because they're out of eligibility.
Yeah, it will. Was definitely a position that you had to have. Losing two guys like Jalen Shuler and Mac Harris in the same year is incredible. That is tough. It's something that's tough for our program. Obviously USF has its work cut out for it, but in the time, it kind of reminds me of the Hodgson hire in the terms of when Brian Hodgson came in, it was like, this guy's the greatest recruiter of all time. Have fun. You're going to get the best players ever. And then obviously we'll talk about that later, but men's basketball is finding their groove, figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of the same thing with Heartline, where it's like, listen, this guy's going to get you some absolute just studs of football players. And so far, it's been that way. So, I mean, you got Van Buren, you got Hicks, Bryson Rogers.
Wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, especially the wide receiver room is definitely something that needed to be replenished.
Ruben stays.
Good for him.
He
definitely showed out the last few weeks that he was playing. But yeah, Bryson Rogers, coming from Ohio State, former 5-star, but I'm not too sure about that.
I feel like yes, but I don't.
He is a Tampa native, which is a note that we make all the time.
That's like everybody that comes here. It's like, oh, did you actually know they're from Tampa?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess they are.
Yep.
That's cool. A lot of people from Tampa.
Kenny Odom coming from UTEP, all conference USA player of the year last year.
A lot of buzz around that one too.
Some good big wide receivers coming in to replenish. Armand Branch coming in for Purdue. He didn't play much last year, which was an interesting thing because he looked to be their clear-cut wide receiver one the year before.
Shades of Yassine.
Hopefully not. But yeah, And then going back to the defensive front, obviously Grayson Howard coming from Florida, Florida transfer linebacker. I think that's something that'll help in that kind of room that's missing Mac Harris and Jalen Schuler now. But definitely a ton of people transferring in that look to make a difference, and we'll see how it looks this coming fall.
We will, and it'll be fun. Big football guy. Football's best sport in the world. So really excited to watch meaningful football. The only meaningful football I get to watch nowadays is the Patriots, which is like boo-hoo. It's not the same. Not the same as college football. It'll never be the same as college football. Not the same as college football.
True.
But you know what professional league will never be the same as the college equivalent? Basketball. College basketball is way better than the NBA. Boom, you heard it here. I don't care.
Good segue.
Thank you. I needed that. I'm locked in.
So you want to get us started off with that?
Mad basketball. They're dribbling the ball everywhere. They're shooting shots. They're winning games. They're losing games.
The women's basketball team.
Crazy. Yeah, women's basketball.
They're on a heater. 4 game streak.
Last night, 4-game streak. Played last night. And what did they do? If they're on a 4-game streak, they won. This is, I mean, it's definitely coming through on this. It's maybe the first time since last year with that just absolute like all-star lineup of, I mean, obviously you still have Jose Fernandez, you have Britos there last year, Puises, Levy, all that. It's the first time that the women's basketball has really kind of looked like it had some kind of identity.
Yeah.
You know, these last few games, figuring out how to play. Obviously, Brito being there is making a difference. But Eden Battle,
she's definitely been a star. In my opinion,
I didn't think so personally. But Eden Battle has been having
she's been having a year. She came from Jacksonville University. I think spent 2 years up there. I spoke to her before the season started, just kind of about why she transferred and how she felt about Jose, which interesting topic that was. But we'll go past that. But she's been lighting it up offensively. Last night got 13 points, 3 pointers. She played 25 minutes, so not like a ton of time considering, but just 2 quarters basically.
Yeah, it's just been an interesting. I don't know. It's just been an interesting year. Like looking at I'm gonna pull up the stats for last game and see who's really. But it's just been an interesting game or year for the team, and obviously you have all the Jose stuff that happens, and it's kind of just like, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's tough to kind of deal with that, but they've shown that they can, and obviously, like we didn't get to talk about this as much because we were gone. You have an absolute like I think UConn we might have spoken about, but that might have been finals week. I don't think we did.
I think we spoke about
the preview,
them playing.
Maybe. But I don't. But like, so I mean, but they've played some crazy teams. Obviously, they had the Duke win earlier this year. I mean, a long time ago now, but kind of remarkable. But you have like UConn, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, all over the break. I mean, the team's record is not necessarily indicative of the skill. Still first in the American. So
yeah, I mean, they're undefeated in conference play now, which is, I mean, they were predicted number 1 after they won it last year. So it's kind of showing that they still are here to play, still want to fight, especially with maybe them being not happy with Jose leaving and of that. But I think that speaks to Michelle Woods-Baxter and her ability to coach this team, even though she is interim coach. But it seems like the players are really taking it upon themselves to be that aggressive type that she wants. And she said it last night. Shout out to our correspondent, Keelan Fitzgerald, that got this quote. She said, "My team is about wanting to play, I think we want to score, and people's jobs are going to be to try and stop us now." And we saw that last night where they won by around 20 points. Oh, just over 20 points to UTSA.
Yeah. And that's been the thing. It's just, I mean, UTSA going into this game is what, 8-6.
But both teams were undefeated in conference play.
Yeah, and so these are games that you kind of have to win, but it's not necessarily about when you have a team that's 8-6. What you have, you're 10-7. You're pretty even, and so it's like you go in there and it's not necessarily. Sometimes it's not about winning; it's about how you win. And when you win by a lot, it's like, okay, we can really like push this forward. You're on a 4-game win streak. You're at your home court, like pushing it to the next level of continuing to win, because winning once is not that hard. Winning again, okay, it's a little harder. Winning a third time is a little harder. Winning a fourth time is a little harder. Winning a fifth time is a little harder, because you have to keep winning, and eventually, like you're tired. You're dealing with a lot of like stress, all of that. Obviously, the weight of a winning streak over time weighs on you, but they've proven that they can string together wins, and it came at a time they really needed it.
Yeah, I think it's been I lost my train of thought. A little upheaval of what they went through over non-conference play. I mean, like you were saying earlier, Vanderbilt, UConn, South Carolina, Texas, UCLA. Not Texas, my bad. UCLA.
A lot of good teams. There's a lot of good teams.
A lot of teams that are in the top 10, top 15 in the nation. So this Bulls women's team is definitely battle tested, and they've shown that so far in conference play. And I think the men's team as well is also battle tested, and they've been very hot offensively. And I think Brian Hodgson would say some things about their defense, as he's said before. But offensively, they've been very hot. I know just last week they lost to UAB in overtime, double overtime actually. They were up, I think, by over 15, and then just kind of crumpled. And defensively, not that great of a game. What the heck? Excuse me.
He's a little...
That was weird.
A little sick.
But defensively, not that great of a game. And then offensively, again, scoring over 100 points. And they've done that multiple times this season. And that's... And they scored, I think, over 80 points, which is one of the... against Alabama, who's ranked pretty high as well. I think 16, I want to say. And I think they're one of, like, 4 or 5 teams to do that against Alabama this season.
Well, give me Utah State.
Big win also. Yeah,
long time ago, but it's a win that is aging amazingly.
Quad 1 win.
Quad 1 win, and it's aging well. I always have to start out these basketball sessions by saying, Joseph Pinion, I'm sorry. I told you to stop shooting the ball. He's 38% from 3 right now. My bad. 14 points a game. That's my bad. Probably should have reacted a little less, I suppose, looking back on it.
Yeah.
But Isaiah Nelson's averaging a double-double.
Good for him. He's been absolutely lights out.
A steal and a block. Wow. 63% from the field, 72% from free throw. I mean, here's a guy that can just kind of do it all. Yeah, and that's incredible. That's impressive. And that's kind of what I think that was what this team was missing last year. It didn't necessarily have a leader in the way that it, like a statistical leader. I don't know what's so funny about this.
No, I thought you were going to go with they didn't have a big man.
Oh, well, no, I mean, they didn't. But I mean more so like I guess what the leader of last year's team is Jaden Reed, but he's not exactly lighting up the stats, the box score.
Yeah,
I almost said box office.
I mean, he was doing as much as he could, and then obviously transferred to Northwestern.
Sure did.
Interesting place to go, but the remaining 2 players, Deontay Green, who I don't think has played this season still, but CJ Brown, he's been playing lights out as well. And how about Wes? I want to say Ennis. He set a program record for 3-pointers. He made 10 twice. Like he made 10 3-pointers twice. He broke his own record, I'm pretty sure.
Jaden Reed has 10.9 points and 5.6 assists. So
wow,
good.
That's Northwestern for you.
That's some real Northwestern ball. Hey, talk about South Florida. I would just had to see.
Yeah, but Ennis, obviously another big Q1 win against Tulsa just a few days ago. West Ennis scored 32 points.
Yeah, big game.
Big game for him. He's become. If you're speaking about Joseph Pinion, speak about him.
Well, no, I always apologize to Joseph Pinion because I told him to stop shooting the basketball a long time ago. That would have been me, Noah, and PK were on the podcast. And I was like, dude, I mean, if they're not falling, they're not falling. There's nothing you can do about it sometimes. My bad. But, I mean, this team has definitely figured out how to shoot the basketball. Was definitely struggling with it those first five games or so.
Definitely.
Just could not get a ball to go in a basket. But now they can. And, you know, they're putting together kind of a nice end of season, too. Like, not end of season, but
conference play.
So far, they're putting together a nice a run.
I think they're 2-1 in conference play now.
I mean, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. They've won 4 of their last 5 going back to December 21st.
Yeah, their only loss would be that UAB double overtime game, which they kind of just...
In which Ennis had 36.
Yeah, 10 3-pointers made.
And Isaiah Nelson had 11 rebounds.
I say both of them have been absolutely like lights out offensively and...
I mean, yeah, incredible. In the game against Tulsa on January 10th, Nelson has 14 rebounds. Like you said, Ennis had 32. It's a team that's finding their stride in probably the best time to do that. And the best time to find their stride, they're finding their stride.
Yeah, and obviously a big game today also against ECU. This is Wednesday, by the way, at 7 p.m. ECU is 5-11 and 0-3 in conference play. So maybe this could go South Florida's way. I don't want to say anything too specific, but
you'll know.
You'll know by the time this podcast comes out.
I'm just hitting the mic all over. You will know though, because that's today. It's 9 a.m. right now. It's 10:01 now.
We've been here for a while.
We have. It's about time to go.
But yeah, I just wanted to signify where the men's basketball team is. They had their highest NET ranking at 56. They're at 58 now because other teams have played and they have not. But program record NET ranking and a Ken Palm rating of 70, which we honestly were not too sure about that was.
Ken Palm, one of those confusing statistics that you have to pretend like you totally understand.
We had no clue.
Wasn't a big college basketball guy growing up. I'd like to apologize for not being super familiar with Ken Palm. Still don't, not that I don't get it. I'm just failing to see. There's some Ken Palm worshippers. I'm not one of them. I like to just watch the sport.
Yeah, I was just looking at it to kind of get a grasp of what it was. It just seems to be a more detailed understanding.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's incredibly detailed.
But
the guy, Ken Palm, Roy, does a great job.
Good for him and those that work for him.
Good for them and those who secure the fruits of his labor.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing that he has on there, or they have on there, whoever is there, them, they, him.
Mr. Big Ken Palm.
Yeah, but them, whoever, they have the luck rating.
Oh, the luck rating.
I really like that. I think that's like a great statistic to add. And if I want to look at South Florida's luck rating here, and I just lost it.
Here.
Negative 0.066.
Huh.
Would you look at that? They're 310th in the nation for luck rating.
Quite an unlucky team, seemingly.
Seemingly.
Could it be the mud? No, it can't be. There's no mud on the inside. It's basketball.
Except for Hodgson. Sorry. We're probably going to have to cut that.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, who cares? Hey, who even cares?
Who even watches? I'm looking at you, dear viewer. Where's the camera? There it is. Yeah. There's your shot, Rachel. I smiled at the camera. Anyways, I think that about wraps it up for what we were talking about. We got a little off track like we usually do, but definitely talked about some of the important things here, which is South Florida athletics, the football team, the football coaches, men's and women's basketball, and other teams will be starting soon. Lacrosse starts in about 25-ish days. We'll see baseball and softball start in February, and beach volleyball for the first time ever will start next month as well. So look to see a lot of that coverage on our website, and we'll be also bringing in correspondents to talk about the sports on the podcast here. So please do go check us out, usforacle.com, and have a good one.